The math is simple. 3 rallies, 3 different winners. Consistency has formed the championship standings. While the reigning champion sits down in 4th overall. This is a new look for the Canadian Rally Championship that is used to being dominated by Lestage. The new look is echoed by an all-new Rallye Défi, a race that has left its home in Saint-Agathe for a more compact and exciting format in Montpellier, Quebec. Round 4 is filled with new roads that no one has seen before, where the math will be altered once again. In Montpellier, Quebec, the stage roads of Rallye Défi are about to go hot. Defending champion Antoine Lestage holds the record for the most wins at this rally and hopes it will be his chance to get his championship back on track.
Yeah, for sure. There's a long way to go still in the season. Not a good start of a year we had, but 3 different winners makes it not too bad at the moment. Still 4 rounds to go, and yeah, we're at Défi here. I really liked it, so very confident we have a good weekend.
For Maxime Labrie, the mission is to keep his championship lead as wide as possible.
We know that in a straight fight, you know, the Subaru team is faster than us. So for us, you know, is shooting for the 2nd place. That's what our goal is this weekend.
In order to accomplish that goal, he will join 32 other teams in facing 204 competitive kilometers over 20 special stages. The Canadian Rally Championship is brought to you by Subaru. Confidence in motion. Even though, mathematically, Antoine Lestage can't take the championship lead here this weekend, he could close the gap significantly if he can provoke Labrie into making a mistake, so he starts the rally at maximum attack. Normally dominant by this point in the season, Lestage needs to use every tool in his arsenal to regain lost ground. The Canadian Rally Championship timeline has had a familiar theme in recent history. Going back 5 years to 2011, Lestage held a strong lead going into Rallye Défi.
Yeah, it's a great rally for us again. We're in a very comfortable position for the championship now, so really happy with that.
And this has been the case every year since 2012, 2013, and in 2014, Lestage was on his way to a perfect season. Well, Lestage didn't finish here last year. He was still secure in his title chase. That's what makes this year so different. Lestage sits 4th in the points, highlighted by an uncharacteristic crash at the previous round.
When you push really hard, sometimes you play with the devil and it doesn't always work. And this time I know I was pushing hard, so I'm going to accept that I did a mistake. So, well, you just put it behind, and next time you get in the car, you just keep going.
He's got some work to do to correct the sequence of events before this timeline is written in the history books. Maxime Labrie and Annick Barrette are too smart to play games with Subaru Rally Team Canada. Hitting the podium here would protect their 22-point championship lead, but early on, bad luck ruins their day.
Quelque chose qui marche pas. Pression d'huile. J'ai plus d'huile. Température est dans le...
Ah, il y en avait une là.
A blown engine, and possibly a blown championship. After a difficult time at Rallye Baie des Chaleurs, Boris Djordjevic is hoping for a smoother ride here at Rallye Défi. With a commitment to run all 7 events, a strong finish here could bump Boris and co-driver John Hall up the standings. Making its debut on Canadian stages is the Rocket Rally-prepared Subaru Crosstrek of Dave Nicol and Chris Kramer. Representing a significant step forward in both speed and technology when compared to his previous car, the Crosstrek represents a learning curve that Nicol will have to climb quickly.
And keep right over crest, the left 4 minus half long narrow.
With Labrie out, Antoine Lestage and Darren Garrett know that if they win, they'll close the gap down to just 1 point in the championship. But Lady Luck isn't finished dealing rough cards to Subaru Rally Team Canada. The input shaft on the racing gearbox snaps, coasting Lestage to the side of the road. This opens up the podium battle to some of the championship's rising stars. Wim van der Poel's consistency has him in second place overall in the points, but he hasn't finished in the top 3 yet this year. Maybe this weekend, that will change. Fresh off their first podium finish at Baie des Chaleurs, the brothers Leblanc are now posting the fastest times and are starting to build a lead.
Keep right 100 après ça. Left 5 into right 5. Left 5 into right 5.
Coming from a rally family, Simon Lausier earned his first national podium at the first round this year. Raw talent is starting to combine with consistency to make him a contender. Marc Bourassa has struggled with reliability at past events, but you can't question his commitment. Maybe his luck is turning. He's slotted between 2 trees with less than a foot to spare. Fighting for the novice championship in his first season as a driver, second-generation rallyist Simon Vincent has a lot to prove, and scoring his first national podium would go a long way to making a statement.
Hammer down.
In two-wheel drive, Chris Greenhouse is back in his turbocharged Dodge. This event should favor him. The fast and flowing roads will allow him to exploit his car's additional power. But the Zedro brothers are masters at punching well above their weight and have landed atop the two-wheel drive podium before. And with a fast Fiesta and champion co-driver Leanne Junilla calling the notes, Dave Wallingford will also be one to watch this weekend. After 4 stages, the LeBlancs lead with Nickel and Kramer less than 20 seconds back in the new Crosstrek. Bourassa, Lausier, Van der Poel and Vincent round out the top 6. Greenhouse leads the charge in two-wheel drive. Rallye Défi has only just begun taking its toll on these teams. More after the break.
Subaru has been in Canada for a long time, building a reputation as champions in the toughest of conditions. 11-time Canadian Rally Manufacturers Champion and counting. Claim your own piece of history for $29,995. Subaru, confidence in motion.
The teams have arrived at their first service, and Antoine Lestage's hopes of a clean run back to the top of the championship have already been dashed.
No, very disappointed. Everything went well in the first 2 stages, and 3/4 of the way in the 3rd stage, the gearbox just left us. But this rally was really important for us this weekend, and I was comfortable we could win this one. And now it's going to be hard with all the penalties we'll have. It's going to be very tough, but hey, we'll keep pushing.
Things have opened up for the rising stars of the sport.
Because the stage is pretty soft, I was sure there will be a good battle. And now we see everybody having big problem. We also had a problem like our intercom doesn't work. So we're doing like a new pace note system. My brother say like a 3 left or a 4 right, so we're pretty slow. If we can have an intercom, we're gonna push just a little bit.
Yeah, it's too bad. I mean, there's a lot of great drivers that have been knocked out. Don't know what's going on, if it's mechanicals or conditions. So we're excited to just keep going tonight, get through the fun little spectator stage, and see what we can do tomorrow.
The spectator stage is a 2.8-kilometer course in a local rock quarry. It stands in sharp contrast to the rest of the rally's stages. It's tight and technical, with exposures, rapidly changing surface conditions, and abrupt elevation changes. Add in hundreds of cheering rally fans, and it's a fantastic way to wrap a day of racing. Chris Greenhouse posted the fastest two-wheel drive time in the spectator stage, 10 seconds faster than his nearest competitor, protecting his lead in the class. A spin costs Nickel another 15 seconds to LeBlanc, but he hangs on to second place. In his battle with Vincent for the Novice Championship, Michael Arsenault posts the second fastest time on the spectator stage, less than a second behind the leader. Simon Vincent responds with the fastest time through the rock quarry, determined to earn both a podium finish here and the Novice Championship by the end of the season. But despite the intercom failure, the LeBlanc brothers finish out the day with the fourth fastest run through the spectator stage, enough to hold on to the overall lead. At the end of the first day, André and René Leblanc hold a 33-second lead over Dave Nickel and Chris Kramer. Bourassa, Lozier, Vanderpoel, and Vincent continue to round out the top 6. Greenhouse and Johnson are in 8th overall, first in two-wheel drive. With more than 2/3 of the rally yet to run, there's still plenty of action left at Rallye Défi when we come back.
Take your driving to the next level at Dirtfish. Gain confidence behind the wheel of an all-wheel drive Subaru STI or rear-wheel drive Subaru BRZ. Get sideways with skills on multiple surfaces. Gravel, mud, and tarmac. Dirtfish offers programs for every driver. Visit dirtfish.com for details.
With the attrition that slammed the field at Rallye Défi yesterday, you can imagine that many teams wish the worst was over. But based on the number of stage kilometers to go, yesterday was just a warm-up. Today is when the real rally begins. More than 2/3 of the competition awaits the drivers and co-drivers before they can even think of spraying champagne. Set to restart this morning is Subaru Rally Team Canada's Antoine Lestage and Darren Garrett.
Let's have a good day.
Yes, good luck. Remember, cold tires, cold brakes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 100. Flat crest.
They've replaced the car's gearbox and taken advantage of the rally restart rules, but they're starting the day with 25 minutes of penalties. They're now in a fight to try to get back up into the top 10 to salvage any championship points they can. It won't be easy. Despite their youth, the Leblanc brothers are doing a great job of keeping things under control. But with the majority of the rally distance taking place today, their 33-second lead isn't a guarantee. Especially with Dave Nickel and Chris Kramer breathing down their necks in the crosstrek. But the stresses of the uphill launch cause a broken drive shaft. Their run for the podium is over. With Nickel out, Marc Bourassa and Daniel Paquette move up to second overall behind the Leblancs. They're a minute behind the leaders, and they know the smart bet is to stay smooth. Taking risks could jeopardize a first national podium. Simon and Eric Lausier are a further 23 seconds back, but they know the mission is the same. The question is, will these three relatively young teams stick to the plan, or will the desire for the win overwhelm them? Wim van der Poel and Brian Lord have earned every one of the championship points they've collected thus far by being smart and driving to the conditions. Rising star Simon Vincent dials up the speed on the morning stages, slipping past van der Poel. Simon and co-driver Hubert Gaudreau are now up to fourth. In two-wheel drive, Chris Greenhouse and Brian Johnson remain in command of the class, despite banner efforts from the Zedro brothers and Dave Wallingford.
Flat crest, 6 right.
Attempting to make it back into the points, Antoine Lestage is leveraging every last bit of skill he's developed over 15 years of rallying.
Right 4 plus of a jump, don't go wide.
Lestage and Garrett are on the limit.
Right 4 of a jump, maybe half long, don't go wide. Into left 5 minus, keep in. Into right 5 plus short of a jump. Into left 5 minus of a jump. Into left 5 opens a little of a jump. Into caution, break yo-yo. Keep left of a jump to right 4 plus of a jump, don't go wide. Into care, right 4 minus of a jump, don't go wide. Right 5 of a small crest, keep in. Into left 5 minus half long.
The excitement of leading a national rally for the first time has cranked up the pressure on the LeBlanc brothers. Behind them on the road, Simon Lausier is trying to keep his rally together, but when he arrives at the scene of the LeBlanc's crash, he stops to render assistance.
100. Oh, il y a besoin de sécurité. As-tu besoin?
The LeBlanc's car is on fire, and they've already used up all of their extinguishers.
OK, next secteur. On s'avance juste là. Oui, viens, pogne, sors là.
More chaos at the top, and everybody moves up. Marc Bourassa is now leading a national rally for the first time. Lausier and Vincent round out the top three. Van der Poel is back up to fourth, and Greenhouse leads two-wheel drive in fifth. Returning to service, each team is trying to make the most of a rally that has become a war of attrition.
So I think we're having fun. I'm not pushing too hard, keeping the car on the track and just having fun.
My problem from yesterday is just come back a little bit at the end of the transit. If I'm able to fix, I will try to, for sure I will try to stay on the podium and maybe second place or something like that.
We have serious engine problems. We have the manifold is totally cracked, so we have no power at all. But we are still running, and we hope that we can finish it. As long as I can be fifth, I'm happy.
We're trying as hard as we can with how the car is. We don't have the sequential box like yesterday. Yeah, the goal is to climb up as high as we can, but it might be hard with the 20-minute penalty we had yesterday. So we'll see at the end. We'll keep pushing.
About the only driver to be spared the carnage is Chris Greenhouse.
Going pretty good. We had one little scare on the first morning stage there. I hit a rock about the size of a bowling ball. Kind of was a little nervous for a while. Is everything feeling okay? Everything felt fine, and then we're back up to speed. We're running a good pace, and that's what's going to take to win here.
More Rallye Défi when we return.
Subaru has been in Canada for a long time, building a reputation as champions in the toughest of conditions. 11-time Canadian Rally Manufacturers Champion and counting. Claim your own piece of history for $29,995. Subaru, confidence in motion.
Welcome back to Rallye Défi, round 4 of the Canadian Rally Championship. With the midday service complete, the fans are gearing up for action in the Montpellier spectator stage. The Canadian Rally Championship is brought to you by Subaru, confidence in motion. With a mix of tarmac and gravel, this in-town spectator loop gives the drivers a chance to hear the crowds cheering them on. And not even the hardened veterans like Antoine Lestage can help but be caught up in the excitement. short loop results in no changes in the running order, with Marc Bourassa and Daniel Paquette holding on to the lead going into the final group of stages. Subaru Rally Team Canada is doing everything they can to salvage something from this weekend, but it's not looking good. There's just not enough stage distance to claw back those 25 minutes worth of penalties for using the rally restart rule.
Into left 5 short, into right 5.
He's up almost 10 minutes, but a top 10 finish is looking unlikely.
Right 5 minus short, opens, and keep right and get deceptive left tight as hard early 4 minus minus.
Marc Bourassa and Daniel Paquette are staying true to their original plan: drive smoothly and have some fun. And the result is that their lead over Simon Lausier is actually increasing a few seconds per stage. As they get closer and closer to the finish line, the excitement is building. Staying cool and collected will become increasingly difficult. From the start, Chris Greenhouse and Brian Johnson have dominated the two-wheel drive category. They have almost 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the Zedrel brothers and look to be unstoppable at the end of the rally.
Caution, 6 right, into crest, into 4 left.
Jan and Jody Zedrel are two-wheel drive champions in their own right, but they'll have to settle for second this weekend. Dave Wallingford and Leanne Junilla will pedal their fast Fiesta to the 3rd spot on the two-wheel drive podium. Wim Vanderpoel and Brian Lord's car is still down on power, but they'll press on regardless and finish in the top 10 yet again. Only 4 events into his first season as a driver, Simon Vincent not only opens up his lead in the Novice Championship, but he'll earn his first national podium as a driver here by taking home 3rd place. Simon Lausier overcomes his earlier mechanical troubles and holds on to 2nd place to the finish of the rally. But nobody could have predicted that the weekend's smoothest and most consistent performance would have come from Marc Bourassa. Having suffered bad luck in the past, the cards have finally gone his way, and he earns not only his first national podium, but the overall win. And the look on his face says it all. Marc Bourassa tops the standings this weekend, followed by Lausier and Vincent, separated by only 10 seconds. Greenhouse takes home 4th place and the top spot in two-wheel drive. Lestage finishes outside the points in 14th overall, having made up almost 10 minutes. Labrie hangs on to the lead with Wim Vanderpoel hot on his heels.
We seem to be fairly clean on the rough stuff. A lot of guys break stuff, and we just seem to be able to get through it without making any mistakes and taking damage. And then we got a lot of wide, fast stages that this car just loves. We're 2 for 2 here at Défi. We came here 2014, got the two-wheel drive win. Did it again here this year. Very happy. Could not be happier at all.
For Marc Bourassa, the first taste of champagne will be from the top step of the podium.
I didn't expect anything coming here this weekend. I just wanted to first finish the rally and really have fun and enjoy my time. I saw people falling in front and falling, and I said, well, I'm getting up there, But I try to keep calm and just make sure that I get to the end of that rally.
A podium filled with rising stars marks the halfway point in the story of the 2016 Canadian Rally Championship. But 3 challenging events remain, and with a result like this, nobody can predict what the next chapter will hold.